The Google Gang Podcast.
Obi just started covering stage management at the Frog and Bucket now.
What does that entail?
What does that entail? Well, basically I run the lighting and sound and basically sort of shout at comedians to get on stage. That's basically going to be my job.
Interesting. How did you get that?
Well, that's the thing. The actual stage manager there, Colin, he just messaged, put it on the forums. Anyone interested in covering for me? And I said, yeah, because that's
How
the thing.
long ago?
It was just maybe about 2 months ago. Because that's the thing. That's what I trained to do. I trained to be work backstage in theatre. I worked in design and stuff like that. That's what I did my degree in. But I didn't end up actually implementing that into any job role.
So you did the full, many students did a degree that you thought I'm never going to use.
Well, yeah, I got myself into a shitty debt. Well, that's the thing though, because I wanted to be a performer always. But that's the problem when you're younger and you're a performer. There's always that sort of overarching level of anxiety. There's not a huge amount of financial security that goes with it. Mm-hmm. And obviously you've got your parents on your fucking back as well. So,
Benjamin, when are you going to pay that student loan off? Benjamin, you're watching Netflix again. It's not going to pay the bills.
Exactly. It is just... and obviously I went to do a degree working backstage in lighting and sound. But don't get me wrong, it was okay. After university, I actually worked on cruise ships.
Right.
Yeah, I worked on Royal Caribbean for a bit.
Really? What ships? I love cruise ships. I've been on 5 cruises.
5 cruises?
I love cruises.
Mr. Moneybags on the cruise ships?
I'll be honest, Ben. I'm going to call you...
Can I just stop you there, mate? Why do people call me Barry?
It's Benjamin Barry Watkins.
No, because I don't know if
I
you
like the name Barry for you.
Barry. It's just... That's the thing.
Is that your middle name?
It's my middle name, yeah.
Okay.
But everyone seems to call me Barry, whether I'm an open mic.
You look more like a Barry.
I look more like a Barry.
I think I've referred to you as Barry, and people are like, who? And I'm like, BB Dubs, Benjamin Barry Watkins. And they go, his name's Ben. And I go, fuck it.
BB fucking Dubs.
BB Dubs. I love it, mate. Your handle, the BB Dub.
Well, I don't like the pure fact that my initials, BBW, is basically a weird... fat pet fetish porn.
Big beautiful woman. Mm-hmm. That is you though. You are a big beautiful woman.
Thanks, mate.
But you're just what's that bearded lady woman that done the singing?
That was on The Greatest Showman.
Conchita Wurst.
Yeah, this is me. I get it.
This is me. Take it or leave it. I'm here now. Can you sing?
I used to be able to sing, but I was only bass baritone. This is back when I used to want to be a performer. This is when I actually did straight acting, dancing, singing. Believe it or not, I didn't used to be an absolute fat fuck.
I don't believe it. I can't imagine you not being a fat fuck. You know what I mean? Can you believe that I wasn't always a skinny fuck? I used to be real fat.
No, man, it's
It used to be massive.
It looks like,
Me and you had basically traded places. All the regrets and mistakes I made, I just pushed them onto you.
It looks like the old you ate the new you. That's what it looks like, man.
I've literally...
Is that the old you or the guy that ate the new you?
I've literally lost a whole person. I've lost me whole girlfriend, basically. You know what I mean?
I've heard of it about eating girls out, mate. But hey.
Yeah. Went one step too far, mate. Too many packets of crackers. You guys don't have shapes in this country. They're bloody great crackers. I'd have about a box a night.
Shapes?
Shapes. They're like mini cheds if mini cheds were good. But mini cheds aren't good. Do you know what I mean?
I've never really liked them. I just felt like my whole mouth just turns into a desert after eating them.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Shapes are God's creation, mate. They were created in God's country by God himself and then delivered to the people by the beautiful ladies and gentlemen that aren't it.
Okay.
It's a great.
Have you got any on you today?
No, they're in Australia, mate.
See, okay, can I just... I don't know if anyone can... Obviously no one can see it. But thing is though, Matty, I brought you some nice vodka today.
You did.
And I brought some incense to burn.
Yes.
Just to set the mood for the podcast.
And I haven't got any crackers. Is that
well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
exactly. You've got no crackers, son. And... You know, this.
I literally have no food in this house. I think I have half a bag of salted peanuts, if that's going to tickle your dick. But
I'll have you know, there's some bananas there, mate.
they're not mine, though.
They're not your bananas?
I live here with two other people.
Oh, right.
They're
I
just
thought
not in.
this...
No, this is not just my crib, mate. I'm going all right, but I'm not going that all right. You know what I mean? My housemates are away. I don't actually know where they are. I said you were coming, and they said thank fuck, and then they left. So
I was coming.
Yeah, well, you will be.
Heyo!
Stop with the sexual innuendo. No, I want to talk to you about what you did on cruise ships. What did you do?
Oh, sorry. I worked on 2 ships.
Okay. Which ones?
I worked on the Vision of the Seas.
Okay.
And Grandeur of the Seas.
Okay.
I think the Royal Caribbean ships have always got of the seas at the end of their name.
I was on the Legend of the Seas when I was out.
Legend. It's one of the smaller ones, I think. That.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Left out of Brisbane. It was a nice boat. We went to Fiji. It was good. It was nice.
Nice. You know the bigger ships of Royal Caribbean.
Yes.
They've actually had to build specific ports in certain places just for those ships.
It's what they did for the one in Sydney. I think it was Explorer of the Seas, the real big
Explorer, the Allure of the Seas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. What I did on the ships. I used to work backstage in all the shows because
that's so cool.
Oh, it was pretty mental. I remember actually because the cruise director, the cruise director comes out with the mic and stuff like that. He actually noticed that I was a bit too confident to work backstage.
Yeah.
And on the ship, they've got this thing where they get all the cruise directs, all the cruise staff. They're basically the entertainers for the ship. Basically, go around, entertaining everyone. And they did a Chippendales thing. You know the Chippendales thing where it's like a strip show.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm not even making this up.
You did a striptease for an elderly woman from Devon.
Yeah. I know. Obviously, I was more of a fat fuck back then. Yeah. And he came over and he asked me, he said, "Ben, do you want to do this?" I was like, "Oh, is it because I'm quite a sexy man?" He's like, "Well, no, it's because it'll be funny because you're fat and it'll be hilarious."
Is the incense supposed to drip on the table?
Oh, fuck, it's dripping. Oh, no.
Is it supposed to be straight? Is that what's supposed to happen?
It is supposed to be straight, mate. It's...
Oh, no, don't do that.
Sorry.
How hot is it?
It's pretty hot. I'm okay, though.
Right. Jeez. This is the most wild podcast. I've had Mr. Badger on here talking about having sex with kids, and it's still not been as wild as you. How badly did you burn yourself?
Oh, it's not that bad, mate.
Grab the Coke, mate. Grab the bag.
No, I'm okay, mate. The Coke.
Oh, right, okay. We're good.
Where was it go? I was talking about me being on a Chippendales, wasn't it? Fucking, I'm not joking, right? The cruise director came up to me and said, "Want me a fucking thong?"
Yeah.
And says, "Go on, Ben. All the lads are wearing it." He was Australian as well. All the bloody fucking lads are wearing it.
Yeah, all the lads are wearing it, Ben. Whack it on, mate.
Whack it on. And
that's the way. Smuggle your budgie up in there, mate.
And I was taught that an entire routine and stuff. And it came to the night, absolutely crazy. Fucking no! This was like it was more of a younger generation that was on that.
For those of you that have never been on a cruise, you think these stage productions are a joke. They're not. They're like massive. Like there is everything you could imagine. You get like a full live 1 hour theatre show every night, and the backstage crew have to perform it 2 or 3 times. Or the whole crew have to perform it because people have dinner at different times. So you've got to do one either the before dinner, the after dinner. Was it 2 or 3 shows a night?
The main shows they were in the actual theatre.
Yeah.
But the one I was doing, the Chippendales one, that was up in the nightclub.
Right.
So that differentiates from the normal shows, basically, because this starts at 10 o'clock, this Chippendales show.
Okay. You can't have that before 7, before people have had their, sliced mackerel.
Kind of a sliced mackerel or the big bratwurst sausage. Or...
Big bratwurst.
Yeah. What was it saying? Yeah, but I remember I was performing the Chippendales thing, and obviously people loved me because I was this fat fuck in front of all these absolutely glistening, sexy males.
Yeah.
And I remember taking my pants off. Obviously, I was wearing a thong at the time. And I turned round, and no one else was wearing any thongs.
What were they wearing?
They were just wearing the normal boxers. And then I
no.
looked at the cruise director, and the cruise director was just staring at me, just fucking laughing at me.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. You were the star of the show.
Well, it's star. I suppose that's a way to put it. Yeah.
I would have really loved that. I would have loved if I saw you. Imagine if I'd seen you on that boat and then I met you here. You know what I mean? How magical that would have been. I'd be like, that's the guy off the cruise.
Exactly. You saw my buns. You saw my humps. My lovely lady lumps.
Oh my god.
What?
So how long did you work on the cruises for?
It was a year. I worked on 2 separate contracts. 2 6-month contracts.
Yeah.
After that, I just had to leave. Some people can live that life, but I couldn't.
It's too hectic. It's very long days.
You don't get a day off.
Yeah.
As in, like, for 6 months, I worked straight. Never get a day off whatsoever.
It's the pay, like, it's not great, is it?
It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It's like, for example, I actually worked it out. If I did the same, obviously I was paid in dollars. If I did the same work which I did in England, the way I was paid, I think it was earning about maybe £4.60 an hour.
Yeah.
If I was doing the same work in England, it was fucking stupid.
But you're also, your food's taken care of, your living quarters, everything.
Oh, that's why I left the food.
Oh, the food was no good.
Oh, the food was terrible.
Oh, right.
As in
the crew food or just all
crew food. Crew food was terrible.
Really? I thought they'd look after you.
No.
Oh,
horrible. Because the thing is, they used the trainee chefs on us.
Oh.
And basically, sometimes it's the case of the guy that's used to be a baker.
Yeah.
He's never really cooked savoury food on a massive level before. He used us on. He practiced on us. And it's just the case that we just got this absolutely terrible food, and it's just for that reason.
Was everyone complaining about it, or
Everyone
was it just
complaining about it?
Okay, so it wasn't just a Ben thing, you know. It was a this is pretty fucked up, like. Yeah.
No, you will never. For example, they do an English fish and chippy night.
Right.
Right. You will never this Filipino.
It's on an American ship, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Like and the Filipino doing fish and chips.
Yeah.
What his idea of English fish and chips were.
Right.
And God knows what it was. It was just. It wasn't cod or haddock or anything like that. It was like he used salmon and breaded salmon. That's not how you do it, surely. Like,
and if you bread salmon, it takes all the fun out of salmon.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the main reasons why you left. 1, because it was long days and nights, and 2, because it was terrible food.
Yeah, I know it sounds like really nitpicky to leave because of food, but I love food.
Yeah, I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
So, how long have you been back living life in Manchester since then?
Oh, for quite a bit now, mate, to be honest.
How old are you?
Yes.
30?
Oh, yeah. Yes!
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes!
I've literally just turned 30 though.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You look it.
Listen, you fucking bellend. Alright. I'll have you know, right, where I work, they told me I look really young as fuck.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not getting angry because of the vodka, by the way. I'm the only one that's drinking vodka.
I want you to polish that all off. I want tonight's set to go off like a cane toad in a footy sock, mate.
I'm doing new materials. I've even got it written on my hand as well.
That is beautiful. I love how you've got hello there at the start, just in case.
This is just
it's almost like you put your own name there and you're bloody address just in case you get so fucking iced you can't remember what's happening and you just go, Jesus Christ, who am I?
I don't even fucking help myself. After I say hello, I just put one-liners. Do you one-liners?
But what are the one-liners?
I don't know. I'll probably forget them. I probably will fucking forget after this vodka, mate.
Can you do one for us now? Because by the time this is released, it'll be like 3 weeks from now. So you would have you would have burned them out.
Okay.
Do one of the one-liners.
Do one of the one-liners. Okay. What did the northern parents say when they saw their child in a burning building? That's arson.
That's really good. I was talking about that today. What is with our kid and our Ben and whatever? What does it mean?
I don't know. I'm completely with you on that.
Are you northern?
I'm northern, but I wasn't...
You were raised right.
Well, no, I wasn't raised right. I was just raised not in a fucking shithole. That's the best way to...
Where were you raised? best.
I was raised in Bramhall, of all places.
Shithole.
Oh, I'm going to sound like such a fucking snob.
I wasn't raised on a council estate, so I speak properly.
Exactly.
Listen to you, mate.
Mate, it's just even when I
terrace house fuck. Semi-detached.
fucking detached, mate. 5 bedrooms. Don't give a fuck. I
bet you had a tennis court and you played badminton.
I had a fucking bidet. I wish I had a fucking bidet. Suck on that.
I had the shiniest ass in the Northwest, mate.
I'll fucking talk out of it as well.
Oh my god, you are a character. Fucking hell. No, don't want to get to take your drink. That's fucking disgusting. What the fuck? I'm sorry. It's at moments like this I wish this podcast was edited, but it's not. He's literally just spat all over himself. And it's... What the fuck is happening? We're only 15 minutes in.
Listen, I'm sorry.
Don't add more vodka.
No,
There's phlegm in there, bro.
It's fine, mate. It's
I feel ill.
It's my phlegm. It's fine.
Oh, I feel ill. Do you want a spoon or something?
No, mate.
Just to get it. Oh no. Oh god. I'm so glad this podcast isn't video because no one needed to see that.
Sorry.
It's all floating on the top.
No, it's fine, mate. It's like it's there for aesthetic reasons.
Oh, thank God we've got the incense. Let's move on.
Sorry. So we were talking about our kid and stuff.
This has gone downhill so quick.
We were talking about
our kid.
No, as in, because I didn't know our kid apparently means someone's brother.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Because I used to work in retail, right. And someone's brother who actually works at the store comes in, and quick minute says, "Where's our kid?" It's like, I don't know where your child is.
Yeah.
What are you fucking talking about?
That's arson.
That's arson.
That is good. You've got to be from the north, though, don't you?
Yeah.
I can't look at that drink. You need to hide it.
I'll finish it quick, mate.
No, don't, because you'll just get more fucked up, and this will just get weirder and weirder.
Do you want another one-liner?
Yeah, one more.
One more.
Okay. Don't burn out all the material on here, mate. There's a lot of listeners here, and you don't want them knowing your stuff. But
okay,
one more. They're mostly Australian, so keep it classy.
Okay, sorry. I remember the last words my dying Fred said to me. I've got a heavy weight I need to get off my chest. And for that reason, I was barred from spotting anyone else at the gym.
Jesus Christ. I don't think you've ever been in the gym in your life, mate. I don't know why you feel like you need to lie to the audience.
No, I've been to the gym.
Dan Baines.
I've been to the fucking gym.
The other day on the podcast, Bainesy reckoned he was in a shower at a gym. He was talking about looking at men's penises, and he was like, when I'm in a shower at a gym, and I was like, I'm not letting the line about the gym slide, like, as if you've ever seen a gym.
Well, I have been to the... No, as in, I remember going to the gym, and the PT actually said to me, straight, you're not a skinny man looking to go out.
Yeah.
As in, I'm not just fat, I'm bulky as well. That's the problem.
You are. You're stocky in a way. Mm-hmm. I reckon you could have played hooker in a rugby union team.
I did. I used to play rugby.
Did you? Did you play hooker?
No. What was I? I've forgotten now. What's the one person that runs really fast? A winger.
You were a fast runner.
I was a fast runner.
Interesting.
Thing is, though, I don't suppose you know. Do you know what your ACL is?
Yes.
Basically, I fucked up my ACL.
Okay.
Just because I
know a lot about sport.
Do you?
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to sound surprised.
I usually wear rugby jerseys on this podcast. I'm only wearing this shirt because I need to have a shower after this.
Okay.
But I love rugby jerseys.
Well, that's the thing, because I acted like a bit of an idiot once in a mosh pit.
I can imagine.
Yeah, because I'm just an idiot.
Was it Happy Mondays?
No, it wasn't Happy Mondays.
What mosh pit?
I'm fucking Bez. Take the mask off. I'm fucking Bez, hiding the maracas under the. No, it was at Downloads, And basically, it wasn't even the fucking music didn't even start. It was a DJ set, and the worst thing was it was some 41 I was mushing to.
Right.
And I got pushed over, and basically someone who made me look small. He was a good 6'5", and maybe an extra 10 pounds or something, 10 stone. And he was wearing those New Rock boots, those big massive metal
work boots. Or?
No, those big New Rock boots are like big massive metal boots with metalheads wear mainly.
Okay, yeah.
I got pushed over and he accidentally stood full force onto my knee.
Oh, okay.
At first, because I was so shit-faced, I didn't even care. And I got picked up and suddenly I heard my knee go. I actually felt my knee just go and I just fell to the ground.
Oh, but you're still in the mosh.
I was still in the mosh. No, that's the thing about mosh pits. There is still a level of... there's still a good level of etiquette in mosh pits still. People aren't going to let you get trampled. So,
aren't they?
What?
I've seen some fucked up shit in mosh pits, mate. At Cranefields, I watched a guy get absolutely annihilated.
What?
He just lost his balance and no one cared.
What you got to remember is though, this is like a DJ set for Sum 41.
Okay.
I think it's a different mentality.
Yeah.
And they did like this circle around me. It took about maybe 5 people. They had to carry me. It was like the fucking
crowd surfing.
Yeah,
the crowd surfing out of there.
It was like the ending of Cool Runnings, man.
Yeah.
They had to hold it. They had to fucking.
But you were the 5-man bobsled team.
Yeah, they had to fucking pick me up because I couldn't put any pressure on my knee. And when you get so fucking drunk that you just sort of black out and quantum leap in places. Yeah. I was that shit-faced. I just blacked out and I woke up again. And suddenly I was in this fucking X-ray machine going inside it. I was like, what the shit's going on? I felt like I was on an episode of Black Mirror, mate. Seriously. It's like
travelling through medical time. Jesus Christ. Mate, you need to look after yourself more. I feel like now you're 30.
Yeah.
You just need to take more responsibility for your safety. I'm really worried about you.
Thanks, mate.
I don't know. I've never had this much concern for someone older than me.
I am losing weight.
That's good.
If that makes...
You're on the ketogenic diet. How's it going?
I am on the keto diet. No, it's going quite well. I've lost 7 pounds in a week.
Are you feeling the good effects? Does it feel superhuman? Because that's how I felt when I was on it.
Well,
you're over the keto flu.
First week felt terrible.
Yep.
I was getting really, really bad keto flu and I was feeling really apathetic and literally just no energy in me whatsoever. Yep. And if anything, I was moody all the time as well.
Because you were withdrawing off the most addictive drug in the world.
Yeah. Especially like me because I've got a bit of a sweet tooth as well.
How good's fat though?
Pardon?
How good's fat now you're eating
good.
it? It's good, eh?
Well, that's the thing. I love cooking as well.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem, because I was on Slimming World beforehand as well, and Slimming World when it comes to savoury food is so limiting.
Yeah. But
like with keto and savoury food, when you're cooking from scratch, it's fucking
all
amazing.
savoury. Like it's just mental. Like I loved it. I did it for a year. It was so good. But it's like once you get into it. So say you break it. Have you broken it? Have you gone and eaten carbs?
Yeah. Last night I did. Yeah.
Right. And how do you feel today?
My stomach was a bit. I won't get into the details, obviously, but
Feels bad, eh?
Yeah, it was pretty tough. Yeah,
probably 2 more days of that if you stick to it, but then you'll slip right back into ketosis again. Getting into it will just become easier and easier and easier, and you can slip out and slip back in.
Well, that's the thing. I don't plan on staying on it for a year, just because I don't think I'd handle it. I'm going to November, then I'm going to do lazy keto after that.
Okay. What's lazy keto?
Lazy, well, it's as the name might suggest, it's just like you can still do keto, but it's not as serious. Like for example,
maybe that's what I've been on since I left, because I have quite a high fat diet as it is, and I don't consciously like say no to carbs, but I don't eat a lot of bread and I don't eat a lot of pasta, and I just don't eat a lot of those things. But it's like I'm not like fully strict on it like I was being like, oh no, I can't have that. Like I'll probably have a Snickers later, but
Snickers.
I can, yeah. I won't eat it in front of you. I might eat it in the shower, who knows? I like to treat myself.
I'll still watch you in the shower. I don't give a fuck.
I'll go anywhere to watch another man eat a Snickers.
Yeah.
So tell me how you transitioned from being a male stripper on an American cruise ship to being a comedian in the streets of Manchester.
This is where the podcast might take a bit of a dip.
Oh, that's fine.
We're okay. Basically,
in terms of entertainment levels?
No, just like, not entertainment levels, just in terms of the subject matter. That's
all. Right. Okay.
Don't worry, I won't make you feel awkward.
I don't feel awkward about a lot of things. Unless you get your bumhole out now, there's not a lot that can make me feel awkward. Even your bumhole out, I reckon I could deal with it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I want my balls.
And your balls?
Yeah.
Do I have to touch them?
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is a bit weird now.
Hazel's gone home. I mean, what she doesn't know won't hurt her.
Anyway, I digress. I've actually always wanted to get into comedy.
Really?
It's just like, as I aforementioned, it's just there is a level of anxiety going into that, thinking there's no financial security. All right, well, I'm a stand-up comedian. How do you actually you make that to the point where you can actually, where it's lucrative?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, in 2015, I lost my brother to depression.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I went into big, massive depression after that.
Yeah.
And then sometime it just clicked in me. You sort of question your own mortality slightly.
Yeah.
And you kind of think, hold on a second, Ben, life isn't just a rehearsal.
Yeah.
If you don't do it now,
when are you going to do it?
When are you going to do it?
Mm-hmm.
As in, like, I'd much rather, look at the stuff which I did do, at least say I tried.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
So that's mainly why I got into stand-up comedy.
Okay. Really.
It just maybe because stand-up comedy is, in a way, it's good therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically I thought, fuck it. And I saved up quite a bit of money and I did a stand-up comedy course.
Yeah.
And this is where a bit of what you might call survivorship bias kept coming, because I did, with the stand-up comedy course, I did really fucking well.
Yeah.
First gig I did along with the course, I absolutely smashed the room.
Yeah.
Even the guy who taught me said, wow, that's fucking amazing. I've had a word with the guys up in Edinburgh. Would like to come and do an Edinburgh Fringe show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did 10 minutes up in Edinburgh Fringe as well after that. Problem is, I did so well, when I actually died, it really fucking hit me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that as well. I felt that the other night at your gig, not your fault, but I don't think I did very well because I came in very low energy, very tired, and my set needed to be high energy, and I just ate a bag of dicks for like 10 minutes. And I was just like, I just put in a poor performance. Like, the material is solid. My delivery was just off. My heart just wasn't in it. And that was like hard for me to realize that you can't just phone it in. Like, you have to actually get up and you actually have to do it. You can't just stand there and it'll just come. So my new set that I'm going to do tonight, completely new, completely different, extremely high energy. I get out of breath rehearsing it. Like, it's very high energy, but it needs to be on, because if it's not, it's just not funny. It's just sad, It's just a man screaming on stage.
Honestly, I don't think it was that bad as you thought it would. That's the thing, is that when you're actually on stage, that's actually a lot worse than it actually is.
Well, it was. In the sets that I've done, I'm always very well received, and I just wasn't happy with what I did and how it all went down, but. As you probably know, you're your own harshest critic in a way, and that's something you've got to learn with stand-up, is like, you've got to have some terrible gigs so that you can have some good ones. You know what I mean?
That's. Do you know what survivorship bias is?
No.
It's basically, it's a fallacy where people only look at the winners and they don't look at the failures.
Yeah.
It's taken from World War, for example, I should say. With World War II, they put like metal plating on planes, which were bulletproof. But they only put the metal plating on planes where they thought the bullet holes might be for the survivors.
Right.
But they didn't actually look at the failures, the planes didn't come back. See, that's the point. You're supposed to look at the failures in order to actually grow.
Yeah.
No, look at the success stories. You'd always learn more from failure than success.
See, and there's a difference as well, because I feel like a lot of people, they'll have a bad experience and they'll only ever talk about the bad experience. They won't ever talk about their wins. And Like, it's important to appreciate the wins when they happen, but it's important to not ignore when the wins didn't come through. And like, you've got to have a perfect sort of balance of the two, otherwise there's going to be no growth. You've got to see what you did right and reproduce that, and see what you did wrong. It's got to be a nice balance.
Yeah, of course. And that's the biggest problem. For example, if you do ask for feedback of your friends, sometimes your friends are scared of offending you, so they don't give you the harsh criticism.
Yeah. See, I'm very lucky in the sense, like, being close with people like Dan Baines and Phil and Sean, all those people don't give a flying fuck about my feelings at all. And I love it. Like, I'm quite willing for them to be like, this is where you went wrong. And some of them are better at taking it back, like taking the feedback than others, but I'll just tell them, like, if I don't like a joke or I think it can be done better with those guys, I'll tell them because I'm their friend. But I'm not going to walk around telling people I don't know or I haven't seen before how to do their jokes, because that's not fun. Yeah. That's disgusting that there's a phlegmy...
Oh shit, it's still in there.
That is gross.
Sorry, mate.
That is... Nah, it's fine, mate. It's fine. I'm at peace. The inn says, how much vodka are you having?
Oh, it's just a lot... Oh, that's a lot of vodka, isn't it? Oh, well.
Oh, put some Coke in there so I don't have to look at it. Jesus Christ. He's literally got the most disgusting floater just in his drink. This is another level of fun. You've come into the big city, out from the burbs, mate. You've left the mansion, and now you're in this crib, and you're flying.
Exactly.
So, where do you get your inspiration for your comedy? Like, what would you describe your comedy as? Because I asked someone the other day, I was like, how would you describe Benjamin Barry Watkins? And they said, jolly. So, where do you get your inspiration from to be jolly?
Well, it's just like, as I said before. Obviously, it's just, God, I hate to bring it back. Obviously, it's just a case of thinking about how I lost my brother. It's a case of, obviously, because we haven't even mentioned this, have we? Because I'm practicing Buddhist as well now. It's very hard to put into words. It's just a case of, if you give out positive energies, you're going to feel, the people around you are going to feel a whole lot better.
Yep.
And that gives me stimulation.
Yeah.
That makes me feel engaged as well.
Yeah.
So I always like to think that I'm not being contrived with my jolliness. Everything I do is genuine.
Yeah.
Just because I love people.
Yeah.
Some people hate people. I'm the complete mirage of that. I absolutely love being around people.
So
I love loving people.
Yeah. That's why I think me and you get on so well. Like, we haven't even spent that much time together, but it's like, I feel like we have a lot of similarities in the way that we'll attack things, the things we like to do, and that. And again, like, being nice to people is not that hard. And
I know. It's just, that's the problem I've got just in general with. I'm not trying to homogenise anyone. It's just like, sometimes I've seen it on like Facebook especially with the comedy circuit. I'm scared of posting anything on anywhere in case someone misinterprets it and just attacks me.
I've been attacked on the comedy forums.
Yeah, it's just
it's fun.
Oh no,
but I like solving it, not with aggression. And a few people have come up to me. You know, Adam Hughes from Liverpool, right?
Oh yeah, I've had him on mine. I'll tell you about that later.
He came up to me. So I got attacked on the comedy forum for a joke that I did, which was insensitive. It was misogynistic, and we'd roll on. But the people that came after me in such an aggressive and non-constructive way that I basically just messaged them privately, and I said, look, I appreciate what you're saying, I appreciate your views, however, you've gone about this the complete wrong way, and you just need to take a long, hard look at yourself and what you're actually trying to achieve. And the two of them both came back to me, both apologised and were like, we didn't mean to, we didn't mean to come across like that, offered me help, offered me comedians to look at and be like, these people might suit your style and that type of thing. So they were very quick to backtrack on their public aggression privately. But Adam Hughes said to me, he was like, when I saw how you handled that situation, you didn't go back and attack on the forums or anything like that. No personal attacks on them. You were just like, look, we're all here not getting paid an awful lot to do comedy. Everyone's trying to win. and you pulling others down to try and get you to win is not the way to win.
I mean, no, I'm very proud of you doing that as well. That's
Yeah.
just sometimes it takes a lot to put your pride on the shelf, and just maybe deal with the situation with a lot more elegance and diplomacy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really good. That you
I
did.
also don't like matching aggression with aggression either. Like, so I don't know if you know this, but I did mixed martial arts back in Australia. Ooh. So I like combat sports. I appreciate violence in martial arts. I really enjoy it, but I will never enter into an altercation or a violent transaction with any emotion. Like, I'm never angry. If I'm angry, I don't solve it with violence, because violence is, the consequences are too much, you know what I mean? Like, if you get angry and then you get violent, people get really hurt.
Well,
whereas if someone wants to get violent, they're angry, I'm not angry, I'm just, diffusing the situation. You can just end it quite quickly.
That's the thing, that's actually a Buddhist proverb, actually. If you get angry about someone else, that's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That is so good. Fuck, yes. That is it. Mm-hmm. That is literally it. Mm-hmm. But, like matching aggression with aggression, you watch it happen all the time. Like, last night I was at a house party in Sheffield, right? Two guys that are apparently mates. One guy chucked a drink at another bloke, then the other guy pushed him, he fell over. Next thing, fists are clenched, a guy's cowering in the corner, and another bloke's just teeing off on him. And I was like, we're at a house, like in a garden party, at a student house. So I came in, broke up this fight, whatever, took this guy and just like locked him down. I was like, calm down. And then everyone got up and it was all just sort of calm, diffused situation. But again, it was like aggression, two friends, aggressive, and then like this explosion of whatever. And no one was having fun. Like, it was just so stupid.
I suppose if you get that to the point where there's too much testosterone in the room, and it's like an unstoppable force going on a movable object. It's just the case.
It's like 20-year-old English lads on brown spirits.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. I mean, I look back on 20-year-old me.
Yeah.
Is it?
I was a cunt at 20 as well.
Well, that's the thing. When I was drunk, I just got so fucking angry all the time. And now I just look at like the 20-year-old me. I just want to grab him and say, "Why are you so angry?"
Yeah.
For one thing, I want to go back to the 20-year-old me. Tell me, I'm a lot of fucking things. Don't get me wrong. But no, I'm completely behind you on that. It's just a case of.
See, I'm only 23. But
you're 23.
I think, How old did you think I was?
Oh, I thought you were older.
Oh, really? It's because I'm level-headed. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I've figured out how to figure it out. But you like. The way that it works, like I look at myself when I was 20, and it was the ultimate pleasure seeker life. And you might have something about this in Buddhism. Is there anything to do with basically not living for anyone else? I didn't give a shit about anybody else on nights out in my day-to-day life. I didn't care how you felt. I didn't care what you had to say. I just wanted to say what I had to say, feel how I felt, and just lived for me. And that was an extremely destructive way of living.
Okay.
Not only did I put on heaps of weight, because I didn't have any respect for myself, I'd just eat and eat and eat, who cares? I'd do whatever I wanted, I'd go out every weekend, I'd just be extremely disrespectful, and it just ended up me just being like, I'm not really that good of a bloke to be around, really.
Just out of interest, mate, like where did that sort of lion mentality, where do you think it manifested from?
I don't know, I think being like just selfish in a way. Like I feel like as well, you know how people talk about how they had difficult childhoods? Mm-hmm. I had almost the easiest childhood. My parents were together, we were, relatively well off in a sense. Like I never really had to want for anything or worry about anything. We weren't like lavish, like rich, but it was just middle class, cool. And life rolled on, but I was always trying to be destructive to what I had. So like I'd trash my room all the time. I'd yell at my parents. I'd get in fights at school. I was just like, I had a nice life and I wanted to destroy it just to feel something.
No, wait. So was it just a case of an identity crisis?
Maybe. I feel like now, I was never really comfortable with myself. That was it as well. And I wasn't comfortable in my own space either. So I felt like I always needed to either be upsetting people or making them laugh or making them cry. Like I needed other people's feedback, whether it was positive or negative. I needed other people to sort of make me be relevant. You know what I mean? And now I'm all right. Like if I was sitting here by myself, I'd be quite content. You know what I mean? But it's about getting to the point where you can just be like, this is what I've got going on, and I'm quite happy with it.
No, that's good. I think that sounds like literally that kind of mentality what you're explaining about. It's like like anti-Buddhism, because the whole point of Buddhism is actually just stripping yourself down. You know, like if you were like fully sentient as you are now when you first came out of the womb, basically. As in, like, you know, you didn't have the stress of like what meritocracy is, what you actually want to work to. You know, what sex is, what relationships are, what your goals are. It's about stripping all that away and what actually makes you happy, what actually stimulates you.
Yeah.
See, that's what it's looked about. It's just actually just take your own, basically what your idea of what a marketed self is. Yeah. And then just look into compassion. Yeah. Because you can actually learn more about yourself through compassion from helping people, which is what I do. There's quite a lot of things I do is to help quite a lot of people, because I'm not going to name any names obviously, but people have come to me, suicidal people have come to me just so I could talk them down, and that's kind of helped me grow as a person rather than actually looking at your goals. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, I want to be a stand-up comedian, but what's helped me grow more is
a purpose.
Yeah, exactly. This is what it is. Yeah. People just look for happiness. Yeah. Never look for happiness. Look for purpose. Yeah. And then the happiness just comes organically. Yeah.
I'm exactly the same. Like when I first came here to England, I thought it was going to be real awesome because I'd left my job, right? We'd travelled around Asia, life had been fun, and I was like, I'm just going to come to England and I'm just going to chill, and it's going to be cool because I can just do whatever I want, and like no one expects anything from me, and I can just be. I sat in this apartment, depressed as shit, no friends, terrible Manchester weather outside, and I was just sad. I was like, I have no purpose. No one knows me, no one wants anything from me, and what am I doing? Whereas now, I said to you as well, I've got to find a time where I like switch my phone off or I turn it down, because so many people want to talk to me, want things from me, want to be on my nights, want to offer me things, want to do podcasts with me, all these things that I do now. I love the fact that I get to do them, but then I also, you know, like to have a rest from it as well. Mm-hmm. But it's like now I have a nice little network, and I have a purpose, and it's good, and I'm enjoying it. Like I'm enjoying putting on my night, like you enjoy putting on your night.
Yeah. No, I'm very happy for you, Matt. Yeah, that's a good job. That's a very good thing to have, and that's yours.
It is. It's all mine. And it was the first week I was so unhappy with it because it just didn't go because I'd never done it. You probably had this as well. Yes, the first time you did it, you had a way it was going to go in your head, and then when it went the way that it did, you were like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Completely.
Yeah. Completely. And I went home, and like Hazel was like, that was really good. I had a really good time. Like, how do you feel? I was like, I don't feel good. I was like, I just want to go home. She was like, but it was really good. I was like, I know. Like, of course it was good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for those punters that were there, they didn't see all the problems that I saw because they didn't have an expectation of what it was going to be. So then the next week I went back, we fixed more things. Tonight we'll fix more things. And as time goes on, it'll just run.
Like, for example, with my night, I've run 2 nights now. Did you know that?
No,
I've run one in Hazel Grove, which is the one you went to, you performed at, and I run one in Macclesfield as well.
Right.
That's very much in its embryonic stage as well. It had its first debut night last month. Yeah.
Is that the one that Dan Baines was at?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
But when you came to my night, originally when it first started, it was just a PA system in the corner of the pub. Yeah. And after the first night, it didn't go well at all. Thing is though, because you get quite a lot of people that come, because it's in a pub. Yeah. And people that come to the pub, they don't understand the comedy night etiquette whatsoever. Yeah. It's just like, for example, if you just had an acoustic night or someone played, people will just talk amongst themselves. Yeah. And people seem to think it's that same mentality when there's a comedy night on. Yeah. And obviously, I was just first time I was emceeing, so I didn't really have a huge amount of gravitas in terms of telling people off.
Yeah.
Please, can you shut up, please?
Yeah.
So it didn't go well at all. But the second night just went amazing. And the mental thing is, after the second night, we got sponsorship from a liquor company.
I noticed that on the banner.
Got sponsorship from Liquor 43.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, I came back. There was a fucking stage built.
Yeah.
And a new PA system, and I managed to get a banner for the back.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it got. I'm so surprised, literally, how big it's actually gotten now.
Yeah.
It's gotten so much more bigger than it should do. Because I really wasn't expecting it to go as big as it did. Because now it's come to the point where I'm getting people coming from London just to travel to do my gig.
Yeah.
And this is not me trying to be sort of like, oh, look at me. It's just I'm surprised more than anyone.
Yeah. I get messages from like the weirdest people when like, I want to come and do 5 minutes or I want to do 10 minutes, and I'm just like, this is hectic. Like, where are these people coming from? There's a guy that was like the UK pun champion. He went to like a pun one-liner competition and won it like 2 years ago. He's from Newcastle, and he's going to travel all the way from Newcastle to here to do that gig. Yeah. And I was like, you want to do a podcast before? He's like, yeah, sweet. Like, and now mental. I get to do this. So now my podcast is like able to showcase, so you can listen to like the real you here, and then people can come and watch you.
It's mental. It's absolutely mental, isn't it? It's just like, for example, I had a woman perform for me, and then literally the night she's getting a plane the night after my night to perform in fucking Las Vegas at the Caesar's Palace. Yeah. Just look at that, just like from a pub in Stockport to performing at Caesar's Palace. It's just a strange transition.
It is. It's good, but like there's been a lot of chat, and I think you and I are fair enough to weigh in on this. There was a young gentleman that decided to jump online and say, oh, there's too many open mic nights in Manchester and it's taking the money out of the comedy scene, and pros are struggling to get paid because people don't value comedy because you're starting too many nights. And I'm like, mate, this is where it grows. Like it grows. All of us will come up to a point, people will drop off. Exactly. And then there will be a group that will go, we're going pro or whatever, we're getting paid and we're off. And then the next group will start and the next group will start. We're just lucky to be in that group now.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, even from that, I don't understand that, because my night has grown from that. Because what I do with my night is I at least give them a bucket split payment. You get a free drink. And also with my new night now, I've actually got a budget. Yeah. I pay for a headliner now. Yeah. It's actually done by the same two guys who own the pub I do in Hazel Grove this night. It's called Voodoo Comedy. Yeah. And they've actually given me a budget to pay for a headliner. Yeah. My headliner, last time, Simon Lomas, paid him 100 quid. Yeah. So I don't understand that open mics are just an embryonic stage. Yeah. They can go on to something. It's just a case, maybe with you, I'm not too sure with the Binary Bar.
We are thinking about maybe having a monthly where it has a budget and we sell tickets. And then a weekly open mic, just as it is now, but booked open mic. But again, I want to get an audience.
Exactly.
Like, a regular audience. But because the cool thing about where it is, you got this apartment building here. There's 500 apartments in these buildings, right? Apartment over there, 250 apartments. Apartment over there, 300 apartments. Above the bar itself, 400 apartments. That's over 1,500 apartments full of people, young professionals who work in the city and don't have much to do on a Sunday. Mm-hmm. So we're going to leaflet all of these apartment blocks and be like, if you want some comedy, it's here every week. And try and just because it's easy for them to come down. The drinks are cheap, the food's nice, the atmosphere's nice, and the comedians are having fun. Exactly. Like, why can't it work? There's no reason.
I mean, it's not like you're doing it on days which are going to take, like, which aren't full house days. If you're doing, we're doing it on Sundays and Tuesdays. We're not doing it on Fridays or Saturdays either. No.
And it's not interrupting anything. People are like, oh, you've made a big mistake going on Sunday up against King Gong, right? King Gong is fun for what it is, but it's not that fun. You know what I mean? People go there and they get gonged off in 1 minute and they feel bad about themselves, right? Mm-hmm. If you'd like to do that, if that's your thing, absolutely do that. Winning King Gong, fantastic. Great opportunity. You're now in at the Comedy Store. You've got some great opportunities. Some people aren't too keen on that.
Well, that's the thing.
And it's once a month.
Mate, I did Beat the Frog just recently. I performed it. And it was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that my future should be put in the hands of 3 people.
Do you know what? I won Beat the Frog and I didn't even know. I didn't stay to the end. I was so drunk, right? It was one of my first ever gigs that I'd done. I was so drunk, I got up on stage. I've never been frogged off. I've done it 3 times. I've never been frogged off. But I've also never won, or so I thought. Till I got an email this week being like, you haven't applied for the World Series. I was like, I'm not in the World Series. I've never beat the frog. They're like, yeah, you did it on this date. I wasn't even supposed to be on the lineup. I watched Dan Baines do an 8-minute set. I drank about 3 jugs of Carlsberg. Danny McLaughlin goes, without a dropout, any comics in the audience? I was like, yeah. And he's like, you're up next. Got up on stage and I won. But I didn't even stay to watch it because I was so drunk. I was like, that was such a bad set. I got off. And then at the end, they were like, Matty Shaw. I wasn't even on stage and I got the win.
Fucking hell.
Unbelievable.
Well done for winning, though.
It was. I don't know how it works. I do not know how it works.
It's just that's the problem. Sorry, not to sound like conceited, but Can I bring it back to what I was saying before?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It's just because I had a horrible night there.
Yeah.
The problem is sometimes with the audience, which aren't there to watch comedy, they're there for a night out.
Yeah, and it's fun to frog people off.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Yeah.
Like the night I was there, had this girl, this woman. So yeah, I've travelled all the way from Edinburgh to do this. All of them put their cards up just because they thought it was funny.
Yeah.
It's just like
that is funny though.
It is funny.
It's funny for me not being her. You know what I mean? Like
it's just because the moment I got on stage, and I beat the frog before many times, and at the moment I got on stage, there's just some guy. He just didn't like look at me. He actually run to the front of the stage and kept on doing that. We can't see it.
Yeah.
He kept on showing the card to me.
Yeah.
Trying to put me off. It's like, what are you doing?
Fucking hell. Some nights it just gets wild in there. Like I've been to watch other people do it, and I've been like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not performing tonight. But it's always been very nice. I can't believe that floater is still in there as he pours. Can you slurp it off the top next time you put some coke in?
I'll get a spoon or something, mate.
Oh, no, it's too much. I'm not doing bloody phlegm drink surgery with you. We're not in bloody ER, mate. Jesus Christ.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's a podcast.
Yeah.
The whole point is to It's literally what I imagine Santa Claus sounds like in January. Literally, he's like, all the work's done.
I'm supposed to tell him
Sorry. Pull it together, you Jesus Christ. Right. What do you want to say? It doesn't work if you don't talk.
Yes.
This is disgusting to listen to. I'm
sorry. Oh, nice. Anyway, sorry. I'll calm down. Okay. Right. Okay. So, who said? Are you allowed to tell me who said that I was jolly?
Dan Baines.
Dan Baines.
Yeah.
Oh, he's such a doll. I love Dan Baines. He's such a lovely boy.
Because I was that was when I'd met you at Belly Laugh, but I couldn't remember. My problem is, and now I'm trying to take more interest or more notice, because I've seen people perform, but I know I enjoyed watching you perform, but I can't remember anything you said.
Really?
I just enjoy it as it's happening. Like with films, I'll watch films and people will be like, oh, have you seen Django Unchained? And I go, yeah, I've seen it. And they're like, did you like it? Yeah. And they'll be like, oh, what about that bit? And I'm like, I can't remember. I cannot remember what actually happened on this story. All I know was, with that movie, positive association. But the bits in it, I just don't take it in. There's not enough space.
See, it was funny you said, because you were laughing louder, my friend, during my set.
I love your set. But it's I can't remember any of it. I could not tell you one of your jokes. But I know that at the time, I enjoyed it. That's why when you were like, I want to come on the podcast, I want to be on your gig, and I wanted to be on your gig, and I was like, I know I like this guy, but I can't tell you any of his material, or even what his style is. I would just not pay attention, and now I'm trying to take it in more.
You see, Matty, I don't know if I posted it on Facebook. I don't know if you saw it, but my set it's slightly relying on one-liners.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's not how I was taught. Because I like writing one-liners. Don't get me wrong. But I was
I find
taught.
one-liners so hard to write.
Oh, really? I find them really easy.
I like writing really big, long stories.
See, that's the thing.
Or themes.
When I was taught on my comedy course, I was taught to delve deep into your conscience and just find the punchlines there.
That's what I do.
Yeah, and that's what I need to do because I feel like I'm hiding behind these one-liners.
Yes.
In a way.
I feel like the people don't really get to know you.
Exactly, because
they can't really take a piece of you because you just bang, 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 bang. There's no,
it's like for example, like it's different types of comedy. Like for example, you've got your Tim Vines and stuff like that, and all your one-liner comedians. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, but I don't take anything away from it. It doesn't touch my soul.
You just go, oh, I gotta laugh.
Yeah,
oh, I gotta laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like for example, I've watched loads of different things which really have touched my soul and made me laugh.
Yeah.
Like you got your George Carlins, you got your Stuart Lees, you got your Doug Stanhopes, and they kind of like delve deep under your skin and they make you laugh that way. But I feel like my one-liners, which I do, they only make people laugh on a superficial level.
Yeah.
And that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that because I feel like with one-liners.
Do you feel like the one-liners, like, not specifically with you, but it makes you harder to remember because, again, like I said, while people are listening to it, they're enjoying it, but they can't remember what the bits were. All they remember is like yes or no.
It's exactly, and it's because one-liners are, in my personal opinion, they're the easiest way to get a laugh. Yeah. And obviously, as a stand-up comedian, once you're up there, laughing is your acceptance. Yeah. It's your stimulation. It's your elation. And that's why I'm scared of going into telling those stories. That's why I'm scared of letting out my conscience, because I'm letting my conscience vulnerable. Then people are laughing at my conscience at things.
Or what if they don't laugh? What if the ideas that you have in your head you share with them, and they don't like it?
Exactly.
Whereas a one-liner, if it doesn't work, you've got another one right there ready. Poof!
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Completely. And one-liners, they're not particularly touching my soul. They're just me telling jokes on a superficial level. It's just wordplay or playing around with words. It's not me.
Yeah. It's not the real you.
Yeah. That's why I've written new material tonight about it. Good.
And you are doing one-liners though tonight.
I might do some couple of one-liners.
A few one-liners. What else is written on the hand?
Okay, so we've got hello one-liners, adequate.
Okay.
Haywood/Dick.
Haywood/ what?
I'll explain later. I talk about keto.
Okay.
Keto. I talk about Paul Hollywood from Great British Bake Off.
Right.
And that's it, I think. Yeah.
That's it. Say the word again.
What?
The one that I couldn't understand.
Haywood/Dick. It's basically just I talk about where I live, Haywood.
Okay.
And
is that posh? Is it?
No, it's fucking horrible.
Oh right.
Sorry.
Let the real you fly.
Oh no, it's just no. Because fingers though, have you met my girlfriend Holly?
Yes. Well, briefly, I saw her. We didn't have an in-depth chat.
Because fingers though, she's got her head screwed on properly. As in, she had her own house when she was 24.
Right. So that's my goal.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going to go back to Australia and buy a house.
Oh, that's good, man.
That's the goal. Don't want to buy one in England. Fucking Haywood.
And no, she had a house in Haywood, and I moved in with her. And obviously, I don't want to feel like I'm ungrateful for living in a house like a fucking dick. Where's the bidet, Holly?
Where's the bidet? There should be another bedroom. I know we don't need it, but I like the feeling. Just put a fucking lazy boy in there. It's my chill room. Put a heater in the corner. You can put a fireplace in a bedroom. A chair in a fireplace room. Whew, that's when you know you've made it. You can just sit there and do nothing.
You know you've made it when you got a fucking Arga.
What's that?
You don't know what an Arga is?
No.
Mate, I fucking love an Arga. Like an old-fashioned sort of... If you want to imagine an old Victorian sort of oven, basically the big, massive black things, and they basically... You don't even need heating. They heat your entire house, and they stay on. And they're just completely powered by gas. And basically all the posh people have them. And I want an Arga.
Well, because I'm from Australia, no one has heating.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you have a fireplace in Australia, it's like, ha, you're fucked up. Like, what a waste of everyone's time. Because you don't need it. But if you don't have air conditioning, it's all about cooling. Because obviously, it's fucking hot. Because we live in the desert. So, yeah, it's all about cooling. And, like, people get new air conditioners and they get really excited about them. Whereas here, no one has air conditioners. I'd love an air conditioner in this house. Just mounted right up on the wall, just there. Just blowing some cold air, mate. I like it cold. So I like this climate, but I don't like this climate because it rains so much.
Oh, I fucking hate England.
If it was just this temperature and it was sunny...
It's pretty fucking hot in this room, mate.
Yeah, in this room, because this house is really well insulated. We never turn these radiators on. We never need to. Even in winter, it's relatively warm.
I thought it was just my natural warmth.
You are. You're jolly. You've warmed up the room, mate. Fuck the electricity bill, mate. We just bring BB Dubs in here, lie him underneath the TV. rub his belly. Oh, my hands are cold here. Give Ben a rub.
Give Ben a rub. Oh God, that's a bit. Oh,
Eon's frustrated we're not spending enough money, you know.
It's got BB Dubs. Just keep him under your staircase. Like a fat Harry Potter. Fucking fat, hairy, useless Harry Potter.
We don't even have any stairs, but I'll take it. I'll have you here, mate. We've done over an hour.
Oh shit, have we?
It's not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you feeling good?
Yeah, mate.
Is there anything more things you want to say?
Do you want to know a really weird thing about me?
Yes.
I used to... You might come... I come across as a bit of a high-class white boy. I get it.
Okay.
I used to be a beatboxer for rap battles.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Good. Yeah.
I went to a rap battle for the first time last month.
A rap battle?
Yeah.
What, like 8 Mile style, was it?
Yeah, but there was no music. It was almost like poetry. It was like rhyming stand-up comedy. And it was just like people like almost roasting each other, but with rhymes. It was really interesting. It was in like some den in Manchester. It was called Match Day 4. And there were like teams, like rap teams. And they would like face off against each other, talk about like, you know, their families and... You know, people's dads and shit. You know,
wow, that's not very nice.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun, but it was interesting. So can you beatbox for us then?
Okay,
please.
Could you do a rhyme for us, mate? If we pick a random...
You drop the beat. I'm really good at rapping. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We on the Giggle Gang podcast, BB Dubs, bringing it out in the centre of Manchester. That's where we like to hang, yeah.
Break it down now. Oh, he's choking!
I've choked under the pressure.
You've choked under the pressure.
I don't even know what that rap was. I said I was good at rapping. I realised very quickly into the rap I'm not that good at rapping.
Okay, I'd out-rap you, son. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, see, I can't beatbox either. I'll put on like some Iggy Azalea later and we can sing over it together.
Oh, that sounds...
Do you know who Iggy Azalea is?
No.
Oh, she's an Australian rapper that has a big ass and she's big in America.
Oh, I'm not cool, mate. You should work out.
Yeah,
I'm not a cool guy.
I sort of gathered. I didn't want to say anything.
I'm not cool. I'm just fat, hairy knobhead.
Nah, but you're beautiful. You're a beautiful man.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate you coming on. Where can people get you on social media?
Okay, yep, sure. You can find me, Ben Watkins, stand-up comedian. Ooh, that is my Facebook page.
Oh yeah.
My Twitter is Real Ben Barry.
Oh yeah, the real Ben Barry, as opposed to the fake Ben Barry.
Yeah, you got to watch out for fake Ben Barry.
He'll fucking nick your voxels. You know? He'll give you a dodgy deal on a fucking staircase.
He'll nick your incense.
He'll tell you he's going to knock up a porch for you and then not do it. Dickhead.
What a cunt. Fuck off, fake Ben Barry.
And Instagram?
I've never used Instagram.
You don't use Instagram, so you're just Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, mate. Should I use Instagram? Oh.
I don't know. Well, people can get all your gigs on there, can't they? Where you're going to be at. That's the way. That's what I'm doing now. I'm stopping asking people where they're going to be because I don't know when these get released. And I've had ones where I've released it weeks after the person's like promoing gigs. So now I just ask you. And in future, this is the first time I've done it. Just where the socials are, and if people give a flying fuck about you, they'll follow you.
Okay.
And then, you know, you'll be able to get it from there. Your followers are going to blow up, mate. This is massive. This is a big opportunity for you. So
Thanks, mate.
Thank me later. Well, you just did, but you know.
Okay.
You can thank me again.
Okay. Thank you, Matty Shaw.
Thank you, Benjamin Barry Watkins. This has been the Giggle Gang podcast. Make sure to stay in tonight. I heard there's a fucking wild hyena around the streets of Manchester.